So yesterday I did not do any filming in any shape or form. It was the day after we'd sort of finished off the main bit up in the attic, and I was worn out. My legs and back and everything were all done in. And also Sandra has been to London for a couple of days, so she's due back today, this afternoon, stroke evening. I'll get Sandra to tell you all about why she's been in London. So yesterday morning, started off, obviously, cup of coffee first, giving Sandra a lift down to towards Manchester Airport to drop her off so she could get her transport. Then I had to take Sandra's mum to Salford Royal Hospital for an appointment, and that ended up basically, I think it was 3 o'clock before I got back. So we were seeing doctors and X-ray departments and all the rest of it, so that was a full day. And then what else happened yesterday? I got my part delivery for my car for the MOT, but I wasn't here when that came, so I ended up going to the post office and then to be told that the driver was still out and he hadn't dropped them back off at the post office. So he'd left one of them notes through my letterbox going, go and collect from the... Anyway, so basically I'm starting off today with a cup of coffee or two, rush her out for a walk. Then I'm going to jump in my car. I'm going to get down to the post office, pick these parts up from my car. I'm going to go down to the garage, make sure everything's right and they're happy with the parts that I've got. I've got some instructions from the people that gave me the parts about fitting the prop shaft bearing. There's some very special instructions. Then come back, I've just put some washing in the washing machine. Fingers crossed that may be done. I'll get that out to dry. And then up this afternoon, basically, for the rest of the afternoon, all being well, to finish off the centre bit in the attic. And then we can start getting the house sorted out. Hello, Rasha. People haven't seen you for a bit. How are you doing, Rash? Hey, how are you doing? You been a good girl? Oh, he's a good girl. You been a good girl. You been a beautiful girl. You's a gorgeous girl. Yep, and then fingers crossed that I'll be able to get to a happy place by the end of today. Then I've had to keep tomorrow and Friday as spare days because I still may get a call to do some work again. I said I'm not going to tell you what that work might be in case it doesn't happen. But I got a message yesterday asking me to hold Wednesday, Thursday and Friday as free days. And the way it's going, it doesn't look like I'm going to get this work that I was hoping for. Hey ho, that's the way the mop flops. Right, I'm going to go and get a cup of coffee, give Rasha a quick spin around the block, give her a quick leg stretch, and then go to the post office and down to the garage again. Right, happy days. That's the parcel. So that's got rear disc and pads in for my Corando, my Sanyong Corando. And a centre prop shaft bearing ready to be fitted. So I have got, as I've mentioned on a previous video, the car I've got is a little bit unusual. And some people say there's trouble getting all the spare parts, and if you've got the right contacts, no, there's not. And I've got here, you can see that or not, I've got little special instructions if nobody's ever fitted the centre bearing on the prop shaft. Got to keep that balance, haven't you? You remember the old days of prop shafts, and you made to put a Jubilee clip on to balance them. Those of a certain age will remember. So yeah, so that's done. So I'm just going to rip down to Ridgeway Motors now and get the car booked in. Fingers crossed. We've had a almighty water leak here yesterday, or 24 hours ago. A massive one. Huge flooding everywhere. And for the last over 24 hours now, coming up to 36 hours, we've got water bowsers, massive tankers that are feeding water into the system. Fortunately, our water hasn't actually gone off where I live, but the pressure's been really reduced, and the whole network in the area is just being fed in by bowsers, massive, huge. Seriously, they're like petrol tankers full of water that are just feeding into the system. Anyway, enough of me waffling on. Let's get down to Ridgeway. Amazing service again. This is Ridgeway Motors in Timpley. Great guy. Absolutely super guys here. So that's a car booked in on Monday, a couple of days away. Get the brakes, pads and disc fitted on the rear. He knows what he's doing apparently with the prop shaft bearing. He said leave the instructions in there just in case. So hey ho, that's happening on Monday. Fantastic. All right, so back up in the attic we go. So if you've not been following this little story, I will try and remember to put a clip up there, is it there or there, of where I got up to a couple of days ago with the attic. So this is now day 3 of the floorboarding, the loft legs and the insulation. So day 1 was basically getting all loft legs in, which you can't see now. Day 2 was starting the floorboarding, and we got all the insulation down. Then you can see over here, everywhere now. And so there are some gaps. There's a gap there what we're going to need to sort of fill. And then this afternoon now, I'm hoping I'm on this centerpiece here now. I'm going to get that boarded and think about how I'm going to do the step through there. I've got some ideas on that. And then somebody else was asking about all these posters up on the roof here. Look. So what all these were about, and I have mentioned this in the past. So when I was very young, exceedingly young, there was one bonfire night. We got a load of floorboards. They weren't floorboards; they were planks for a bonfire, for bonfire night. And I kept them and basically boarded the attic. That then became a den. And these pendants, look at that Skegness. I think I've already told you a story about Skegness. If you want me to tell you the story about going to Skegness and what happened when I was very little on the BBC, let me know. I have told it once before. Edmonton is where my mother was born, in Canada. These are a regular bike race thing. And then I had a dark room up here. I even at one stage put a tent up here and slept up here in a tent. Anyway, that's yeah, that's all childhood memories. But once this is all boarded up, I'm going to take all these posters down off these beams, because fingers crossed next year, if we can afford it, we're going to make a decision as I restart work in the in February. We're going to get the whole our whole roof retiled. They've been up since the property was built some 70 years ago, something like that. I can find the exact date when this was actually built, but it must be 75 years since the original roof went on. Right, enough of me waffling. I'm going to badge on with here. I've had a message off Sandra. She's on her way home from London, so she should be back shortly. I've offered to give her a lift from the train station. Right, so that's the first lot of boards done here. So I'm coming in from the end to the centre. I'm going to do this one, then come in to the centre on that one and get the centre done. So can you see where the joins are there? So everything's being cut with a jigsaw at the moment. Alright, that's cut. I've gone a little bit, I could have made that a bit shorter, which I'll do on that side, but yeah, but it fits basically, and that's all ready for screwing down. So over to that side now and start doing the repeater process till we get this middle one. That could be interesting. Right, not absolute perfect. My jigsaw bushes have decided to go, so I couldn't get a full tension cut. Anyway, I've got another scribing saw with me, and I've had to pull up a manual, go and show you, a manual little coping saw to do these cuts. So this has ended up it's not perfect, but it's storage space only, but basically which you possibly can't see. But that's the boards all down and marked out for screwing. So let me get the screws and badger on. Oh, Sandra's just got home as well about half an hour ago apparently. So I'm going to yeah, next stage now is screw all this down and just give it all a walk on and make sure nothing's flexing and nothing's moving and nothing's wobbling. Right, I think I've pretty well got there, certainly for now. Oh dear. Look at that. So this entry here was a bit of a nightmare. So I know it doesn't look particularly neat or anything like that, but it is rock solid. Getting up, it was a little bit different, the heights and all the rest of it. So it may not look pretty, but the job's done. All that floorboarding done now, centre section done. There's a couple of little gaps, and to be honest, my main problem ended up with me jigsaw. I've had this jigsaw for 35 years, something like that, and the bushes have gone and it's lost all its power and torque and everything. So I've ended up with that. So that ended up causing me a few problems. But as I say, it's only storage space, this attic space. It's not cosmetic living space, which is a completely different regulations and all the rest of it. And if you wanted to make this neat now, you just put you would just lay a ply covering over this and it would all flatten out and everything. So I don't know whether that's picking that up or not. But yeah, I can dance on here. I could have a party up here if I wanted. That's yeah, all taking shape. So that's just on a bit more of a wider angle lens. Let me try and come back here and see if we can get you a. Yeah, fun and games. Somebody was asking me how this all assembles, and what I'll do, because because I can basically, I'll just get a couple of loft boards out and I'll show you how this all works. I've got some loft legs open. I've got a couple of spare boards here at the minute, so I'll show you exactly how this works. Okay, so if you imagine now you've got your joist running the length of your attic, sort of that sort of height. So that's just imagine now that's your joist. So between those joists now, that gap there, you'd have a roll of insulation, and then basically what then happens, I'll try and show you this now, your loft legs screw onto that joist. Can you see how that goes here now? So these loft legs are 175mm, the joist there is 100mm. So we put 100mm insulation down first, then 175, which the loft leg covers, and then basically on top of here, you would then screw on your loft boards. So I don't know if that makes any sense or not on how that actually works. So somebody's asking me about how it all comes up. So where I am now, basically, I'm 175mm off the beams. Down below. So I don't know whether let me dig down and find some for you. Have I got anything here? So right down there now, I don't know if you can see the height of that. Let me get a piece of wood just to show you the height. Lots of bits of wood up here at the minute. So if you look at that now, and then look where I am here, we've basically raised the loft boarding up by 175mm plus the width of the actual board. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So at long last, sorry, my watch died earlier before the battery needed charging. I'm just going to give this a bit of a tidy up now, a bit of a sweep up, put the boards away, get my tools down, and that's probably going to be it for this week in the loft until weekend, where I'm going to get Sandra to give me a lift to pass things up that are in the spare bedroom. And all being well, this is going to be a lot more organised than it was. If we wanted to, as I say, I might at some stage extend the storage over there, and I can, if I wanted to, I can go out under the eaves as well and make, you know, I can cremate. I'm not going to cremate anything. I can create a lot more storage space here now. But yeah, but 3 days work. That's actually taken. I'm just clearing the space. I'm going to go downstairs now, get my tools downstairs, get a brush, brush off the sawdust. Right, and just to answer some other possible questions. I've not got the price on how much this is all cost. We'll do that at the weekend when Sandra's got some time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a quick look at my tools that I've used for this. So, couple of things. If you're going to do this, make sure you've got some adequate lighting. So we've had this little stand light. This has been up here for years. This here is quite a bright LED movable light. It's on a little tripod, gorilla legs and all the rest of it. So that's actually a studio light. So when you're working, really good lighting. And a head torch. I wish I had 2 head torches. After about 3 hours these batteries go. Make sure you've got a decent drill, really good, spare battery, handsaw, reciprocating saw, jigsaw. My jigsaw died today, that was a bit of a nightmare. Coping saw, tape measure, Stanley knife, spirit levels, hammer, T-square. So they're the fundamental tools that we've used. Yeah, it doesn't actually do justice to the actual size of this. It only looks quite small on the video, but it's a really big area. It's a really big area to what it was. Right, I'm going to try and get myself precariously downstairs carefully to get these tools down. I don't know if Sandra has got 5 minutes just to come up and give her approval or not. Will she approve? That's the question. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, don't we? If I'm downstairs, I need to get some potatoes peeled for tea tonight as well. I've no idea what time it is, but we need some spuds peeling. So this is the new loft ladder. So what we need to make sure we've got this area here. So this is some spare lagging. This area is going to have a clear run because when the ladder comes up, it extends over here. So the weekend we'll use this spare bit of lagging we've got just to cover up anything that we've missed. Make sure it's all fluffed up nice and neat. So as you come up, you've got this raised plinth. This was a bit awkward. As you can see, I've got the risers, and I've had to put a little batten in here just to raise it up. And then just because of the way it all lay, I've actually laid the boards out that way. So cosmetically, it doesn't look pretty, but this is storage space. It's not a living space. And there, now, can you see? Right, that's the attic swept. Washing on the maiden. Hello Rasha, how are you? You comfy? Sandra's back from London.
I'm working from home.
How's London? Quickly, 2 seconds, we'll come back to it properly in a minute.
2 seconds, it was good, yeah, busy, but good.
Okay, so I need to put my camera on. I've got a super wide view on here. So Sandra's back from London. When she's finished work, we're going to get her in the attic for an inspection. I'm going to light the log burner and start tonight's tea. Right, so that's into the kitchen. Somebody's asking me, sorry, this kitchen, it's only a small kitchen, but all this kitchen here, excuse all the rubbish everywhere, excuse all the rubbish, our bins are full, I need to do a tip run. But this whole kitchen, I fitted myself, believe it or believe it not. I didn't do the worktop here, I had a joiner do the scribe on there. The appliances now don't match, it's a few years old, so I've got a white washing machine, a black dishwasher and a silver small fridge, and out in the what we call the big brick shed outside I've got a double sized fridge and a double sized freezer outside there as well. But yeah, this whole kitchen I fitted. And then somebody the other day was mentioning to me about the lighting we've got here. So we've got an LED strip running along the top there. I don't know where the remote control is off the top of my head, but you've got a little remote control. You can change the colours on that to different colours. I like the blue, so we don't have it flickering or flashing or anything like that. Right, so tea time now. To say Sandra's going to be finishing work soon. I've just been peeling some spuds. We've got some smoked bass fillets, or what we would call yellowfish in Manchester. So we just call it yellowfish. Basically, that's a lot of people think the smoking changes that to yellow, but it's turmeric that actually takes that yellow. Did you know that? So you've got the turmeric. If you notice, there's a bit of a turmeric theme here when I'm cooking. Anyway, they're going to be wrapped in foil. Make a little envelope for them. Slammed into the oven. Going to chop up the potatoes. They're going into a pan of boiling water. And I'm going to be lazy today. We're going to be using frozen vegetables. We're going to get some greens out of the freezer and start off tonight's tea. Put it on the boil. 10 minutes. Just going to just wrap these up in the foil. I'll do there. Slightly wrapped. Don't worry about them being a little bit unwrapped. It doesn't really matter too much. Keep all the juice in. It'll take 20 minutes to cook when we get going. And I'm just going to see Sandra whether she wants just regular mash. So it's not smash, but mash with real potatoes. Or whether she wants some rasher. Or whether she wants some cheesy mash. So sometimes we'll grate cheese and sort of smash that in. Rasher, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's going on here? As you can gather, Rasher loves fish.
It's up round, isn't it? Gosh.
That's your first look. Your first word was gosh.
An actual platform, and it doesn't wobble or anything.
It's rock solid. You could have a party up here.
It's definitely colder up here, isn't it?
It's decidedly colder up here.
Well, I felt like before I went away, I felt like it was distinctly warmer downstairs, having got all this lagging down. So, yeah, looking good.
So, yeah, a bit of a botch to say. I had a problem with the jigsaw, so there's a couple of gaps, but as I say, it's only storage space and everything. But compared to what it was, that's solid where I am now. There's a bit of a bodge up there, but yeah, but you're happy with that, Sandra?
Yes.
You have no idea how lucky you are to have me, have you?
So, not urgently, but as a general idea to scatter these extra bits of.
So we've got at the weekend we'll go through, but there's a strip down there needs laying down, and we'll just go through. There's a little bit there. We need to put a bit underneath there. We'll go round. There's a little bit there. So, but I'll wait now until Saturday when we can fill it all up with crap again.
Well, hopefully not too much. But at least I can get up now and finish sorting through my bits and bobs, so I can actually get up here. So.
I've got a lot of storage space. I'm even semi-tempted, and I'm serious, but we'll wait and see at weekend about getting a bit of scaffolding. Scaffolding?
Scaffolding.
Did I say scaffolding?
You did.
What do you call it? Not scaffolding.
No.
Shelving.
Oh.
But you could put 3 or 4 racks of aluminium rack in there. Or you forget a wine set. You could have a wine loft.
Oh.
Oh.
No, not that, but yeah, that's not bad. I could keep my wine up here.
You're not putting flour up here or any food source, Sandra?
Wine, since bottles, it's secure. What?
You're not putting any. When I said wine, I meant flour.
No.
I mean, no weight up here because, like, wine is seriously heavy.
It's cool though.
It's cool. So am I. So yeah. So are you happy with that? Is it? Are you seriously?
So your OMD collection of LPs isn't at all
No.
heavy then?
No.
But yeah.
Seriously. What? I mean, that's.
That's a big improvement.
Well, go out to the end and people can. It's very hard on this video. It only looks dead small, the loft space, but. A lot of space.
It's colder up here.
And as I say, we've got the line. If we ever wanted to, we can extend out into the eaves if ever that was needed. And if you do run out of space, I've got some boards and leathers. So the one that I might do is I might put a couple of pieces there for the heavy awning that I've got.
Potentially, but although the idea is to start storing less crap up here.
Well, where am I going to put the awning? And then in the next couple of weeks we're going to take everything down. I was just going through all the old posters and everything. You okay with that till weekend? Do you need
so is this all the boarding that we got then?
Exactly. There's nothing left over. So the chipboard is the one that I had. We've got some loft legs over, but I knew we'd have them over.
Yeah.
And that's potentially, if I put those over there.
Camping storage.
And well, just basically it's that Isabella awning that I've got, but we may not need it.
Yeah, you've done a good job.
So 3 days. Well, but it's probably, when I say 3 days, to be fair, it's probably 2 full days, 2 sort of crack on 10 till 5, 10 till 6 sort of hours. Because I only spent 4 or 5 hours up here this afternoon.
No, it's just so definitely feel more safe than the other day when I was like getting so tired and so hungry and like wobbling around, and I really genuinely nearly went through the rafters, which was just not good.
So that was a very near. So I thought on Sunday Sandra was getting really grumpy. I mean really grumpy. She was hungry and just grab me sweatshirt. Sorry, behind you before I forget. And then she did trip, and I thought she'd had her leg gone through the ceiling.
When I get tired, I just do get very clumsy. I wish I know, which is why I don't overdo things.
I don't.
Yeah, you just put legs in the wrong place.
What legs?
Well, nobody knows now because it's all covered up as well.
Perfect. You know, impressed with me joiny bits, and it all. I went down from the sides and met in the middle. All things considered, that's a bit.
That's better than I was expecting. That bit. Yeah, I thought it'd be just like.
Better than she was expecting. Better than you were
I thought it
expecting.
would just like be separate bits. You know what I mean? Rather than doing it around. So, yeah.
You've underestimated my skills.
Something has all gone red.
No, I'm turning it off. I'm totally underestimating my skills. All right, let's go down, and I'm just going to put the kettle on, and you can tell everybody about your London trip. How about that?
Well, I'm still working, really.
All right, okay. Well, so am I, Shirley. And don't call me Shirley.
Buddy.
All right, go on, Sandra. So Sandra, she could fit through the previous loft hatch, but it was incredibly small. And you have to be very, very agile. And
yeah, I could fit through it, but not with a ladder as well. Was the issue I was having.
We need to have a chat about the lagging. So we can even put it even higher if you wanted, or we can take that back and get a refund.
Well, the bag's a bit trash now, but
yeah, you still get a refund on it. It's unopened. But we'll have a chat about that at the weekend.
Some of the box of legs, but you'll use them.
Now. Yeah, they don't need to go back.
So a bit of a...
It's high. As I was just saying earlier, Sandra, it's weird because we're actually 175 mil higher than the joist. So that you're now. Can you feel the height on that?
It's really creaky. I'm sure that's meant. Well, I'll show you another time. When you're less stressed, I'll show you. I think it's a little bit further. Oh, never mind. I'll show you another time.
So the input, Sandra. So just on a serious point, make sure nothing goes there because that's where the loft ladder goes when he goes over. So make sure that's always got a clear run there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right, so I was just saying earlier on the video, I didn't do any videoing yesterday because I had to look after you, the dog, and your mother.
Me?
You?
You gave me a lift to the airport.
Didn't give me a lift to the garage last week.
You didn't ask. You got too late.
Rubbish.
It's true.
I got soaking last week and Rashy got wet. She didn't like it. So Sandra's been to London. Go on, tell everybody why you've been to London. How was your London trip?
It was good. It was long, so the coach journey went okay. It was about a 20-minute walk from Victoria to where I was staying. Managed to find the venue okay. It was a Science Council event, so it was to do with improving research culture. I think it's probably the simplest way to put it. But yeah, it was quite interesting. So caught up with a few people, took a catch up. There were some awards. I was taking photographs and chatting with one of the winners, who's also a member of my professional body, Institute of Science and Technology. The hotel was okay, but only okay. But anyway, I only had to sleep there, so it wasn't too bad. Yeah, Lots of tepid coffee. Everywhere was selling tepid coffee, which was not great. So I had a nice hot coffee when I got home. About an hour's walk to get to the Euston train station this morning, but the journey back went reasonably okay. No dramas really. And I walked back from the station because Neil was busy.
I offered to give you a lift.
No, you didn't.
You did. I sent me a message. I can get my phone out here. I did. Just all that 1 second. I've got
Neil.
It's like 5 minutes and tea's ready.
He texted me when I was already sat here at home.
I got a message off Sandra going, I'm at Stockport to Altrincham or something, but that's about 20 minutes away.
Yeah,
I text from the garage from Ridgeway Motors this morning and said, if you want a lift.
No, they didn't reply, so I just walked home, and then I got a text when I was already here.
Anyway,
It's fine.
It's fine. Right, okay. You're looking forward to your tea?
I've been just trying to power through a load of work because I was a bit behind with work now with being away for a couple of days.
You're looking forward to tea, and you're looking forward to getting our house back, our spare bedroom back, and
My first proper hot meal for 2 days as well, so yes, I'm looking forward to tea.
good. Right, we're going to get going. So as I say, that's the loft boarding down. I'm not back up there now until Saturday, and I think the first job on Saturday, we're going to just patch up any of the insulation, and then start decanting from the spare bedrooms and the box room, putting everything back up in the loft in some kind of a neat order, and that's it. I am never floorboarding that loft ever again, or insulating it ever again.
It will be better though.
I hope so.
It will be better.
Right, guys, look after yourselves, and that includes yourself. What are you doing there? You see that, Sandra? Look, do you see that? What are you doing? Oh, there. Yeah, okay. That's a bit weird, that. Very weird. Right, anyway, we're going to get going. Should we say goodbye, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later. Bye.
Bye.